Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Welcome to the Application of Knowledge podcast. I am Animated Male. We have Chris James in the building. We have Stephen Michael in the building. We are on episode 111. Or just 111.
What if I said something personal I didn't want Rumble to know?
You weren't saying anything.
But what if I did? You gonna stop me? Huh? No, exactly.
All I have to do is take it off Rumble.
It's live.
I can take it off.
You gonna take off the whole video?
Yeah.
Why would you do, bro?
If you said something that you don't want out there, and the only way to get rid of it was to get rid of the entire live, I would get rid of the entire live. That one episode wouldn't be fucking important to me as whatever thing that you would have said.
You and Chris, I don't know what y'all are on today.
Nigga, what? Why is it you? Why isn't it you?
I don't know, because I'm normal.
I'm normal.
Nah, you two are on something else.
Well, my normal is...
Did you have something in them cookies?
I didn't eat the cookies.
So you set me up.
No. I didn't make the... I made the cookies for the woman.
And then you left me with a crispy cookie.
No.
They were all crispy.
What? Well, I ain't never made cookies before.
Okay, that makes sense.
What, you make cookies?
Did you? Were these just from a container and you just put them on and boom, cookies? Mm-hmm. I thought that I thought you made these.
No,
bro.
No. No, why would I make?
Because you were hesitant to give me one.
Because I wasn't making them for me. I was making them for her. I wouldn't make them for me.
Okay.
Like, when do you see me eat cookies?
I mean, you snack.
On cookies?
I mean, maybe you just wanted cookies on a Sunday morning. On Easter Sunday. Jesus rose, so I'm going to rise these cookies.
Nah, no cookies, but.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you, okay, yeah. I guess next time just clarify or ask.
I mean, you want me to ask, are these cookies for somebody else or are they for you?
Yeah.
You want me to ask that?
I don't mind.
Why would I assume that they would be for somebody else?
Because I normally don't make cookies.
Okay, so does that mean that you would never make cookies?
When have you seen me make cookies? And I wouldn't make cookies.
Mel, that's just
I was actually looking at cookies. I was like, man, do they make vegan type cookies?
I assumed that they were because you were making them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see that. But
okay.
But
why would I assume that I knew they were for somebody else?
No, it's not about me. It's not about you thinking they are from someone else, but asking if they're made from scratch or if they're.
It's just not. I understand.
You assume
because yes, but it's an assumption just based upon my perspective and my knowledge of you. I didn't know that we had guests.
Okay, that's fine. All right, eradicate that part. But the fact about are you making these cookies from scratch versus making the cookies from a product that's been bought?
Okay.
All right. So
like you would want to know that, right? Like instead of
I know you, right? You're a creature of habit. I see you making cookies. I have an assumption about the cookies.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I didn't think. Let me ask 10,000 questions to determine.
You just ask one.
I mean.
Okay.
All right.
But if I okay, yeah. I mean,
Chris, was you over there mumbling and grumbling for because you mad because you didn't get none?
You're talking about cookies. We're live on Rumble.
What is that? It's part of the live.
What do you mean?
Don't nobody care about them cookies.
Nigga, we care about the motherfucking cookies, nigga. We talking about nigga.
Don't nobody care about them.
Did you? All right. Did you want some cookies?
I got my own.
What kind of cookies you like?
You're not about to get me into this cookie conversation.
No, because I actually want to ask this question because when I was growing up, I had some I was thinking like, man, I haven't had some good chocolate chip cookies in a minute.
These were mid at best.
The ones that I made? Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. I was just like, because I think I probably left them in a little bit too long.
Yeah. Well, but were they just like from a roll? Were they from a tub? Like
No, they were like pre-cut.
Oh, in a package.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Were they at least like
You got the most
Pillsbury or
processed
something?
cookies they make.
Were they at least like Pillsbury or some decent
Nestle?
like? Okay. Yeah, you just overcooked them.
Yeah.
They weren't bad. I mean, it was just one small one.
No,
but
because they were just sitting there longer than what. Because when they were fresh out.
even I mean, yeah, but even when they cool, they should still be
Yeah, it was my first.
I wasn't gone for that long. Even if they sat out for 2 hours, they still should have been soft. So it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just
because when I let them sit, I was just like, yeah, these are a little hard.
Yeah, it's all good.
But,
especially if you never made them before.
Yeah.
Grab the cookbook. I got cookies in there.
But to answer your question, my favorite type of cookie is oatmeal raisin, homemade
Raisin?
oatmeal raisin.
But with raisin?
I'm sorry, oatmeal raisin.
Why you like raisin?
You don't like raisins? Okay. Do you like grapes?
Yes. I like grapes. There's a big difference between raisins and grapes, nigga.
I mean, it's just the process of them, but
Doesn't matter.
they're the same product.
Pickles, cucumbers.
They do. They're
you put cucumbers on the sandwich.
if you didn't tell somebody that a raisin was a grape, they would have no idea that they were the same product. But I mean, oatmeal raisin cookies are fantastic.
And about oatmeal grape cookies.
I would never eat oatmeal grape cookies. First of all, you're putting grapes in cookies. You're gonna have too much moisture, then I can come out right.
Yeah. I prefer the
Unless
chocolate.
you actually use the grape juice as the moisture.
That would, I mean, it could possibly work. It'd be sweet, but if don't put sugar. I mean, you could possibly.
Or oatmeal peanut butter or oatmeal anything but raisins. I despise raisins.
Well, that's okay, but oatmeal raisin cookies.
Oatmeal with anything is good. Like if it's like a cookie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the best.
Oatmeal chocolate chip raisin.
No raisin.
Oatmeal peanut butter chip.
Yeah, that's cheat code. You know?
All right, somebody get some cookies then.
Yeah, shit.
Chris know the cookie spot or the vegan bakery.
It's a vegan bakery.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Chris, okay, I'm sorry. Where do you get those vegan cheesecakes from that come in those little containers?
You got vegan cheesecakes that you holding out on us?
Kroger?
He brings them in here. No. They're not from Kroger. Those little cups. And they're like this cylindrical cup.
Yeah,
and you were like, yeah, I asked you for one. You were like, they're like $6 a piece.
Okay, and what are you trying to? What are you?
Are those from Kroger?
No.
Okay. Are they from
That's a no-bake cheesecake, by the way.
Okay. Is it purchased in a dessert
Cafe.
Is that the one in South Lake?
Okay, and it's vegan. Do they also have cookies?
No.
That place is like a one of one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she has cookies sometimes, and sometimes she doesn't.
Okay, so sometimes she does have cookies. So then
I've only seen her with cookies once.
Okay, so then I was correct. You do know where to get them from.
No, because if she doesn't consistently have them, if it's not a regular menu item.
Chris is on something else today.
Okay, go up there and get some then, Steven. Since she sells them and you know exactly where
I don't know where they are. That's why I
I'll give you the
asked
address. I'll give you the address. You can go get some today.
We're going to get a very interesting Chris today.
Steven, why do I feel like you're blaming us for something? And that's weird. Like, what's wrong with you two?
I have absolutely nothing negative happening today.
Neither do I.
Y'all are acting interesting.
You want a hug?
Not from you.
So that means he does want a hug, but you're not good enough to give it
That
to him.
is my heart.
First,
My heart.
that's not what I said. Chris,
That's exactly what you said.
Chris literally took that
I'm gonna
in.
put some dramatic music on that, nigga. In slow motion. Not from you. Zoom in on you.
I mean, what is that's the truth?
We got some reels popping off.
It's the truth. I'm not saying that I wanted to hug you, but you asked me if I wanted one, and the answer
Why wasn't the answer no?
because it's not true.
Exactly. So then that means there's a hug you do want. It's just not him.
Yeah.
He's not good enough to provide
Okay,
it.
well I
You
still
don't want me to hug you.
I think that in this moment right now would be a little weird.
What?
I don't know. The energy's weird.
Why is the energy weird?
I don't know. Maybe you're in a really good mood.
Yeah.
and it's different than how you've been.
Yeah, because it's
What is different?
he's not wandering.
What is different?
He's not wandering.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, well, I'm asking you.
Not wandering the
What is
desert
different?
anymore.
I
Changes things.
What is different?
Why are you stuttering?
You're not seeing mirages and
Hey,
camels.
hey, yo, it's been a wild week. Bridges falling, homes get invaded, homes getting squatted. Hey, did y'all hear about home squatters? Like the home squatting thing?
Yes.
You talking about my man DeSantis?
That I also did see
okay.
that, but also in New York, where a woman, she's selling a home. It's like a home that was bought in like the Bronx or whatever, but it's worth $1 million or so.
Okay.
Brownstone.
Yeah, and so she's selling it, but squatters have taken over it.
Right.
They live there now,
It's a wrap. Yeah.
so she can't fucking sell it.
Yeah.
I didn't go into the details of what squatters rules and all that stuff, but I know DeSantis, he recently mentioned about,
Pass a law.
yeah, he passed a law that says no, because he gave the origin of why it was originally started, to whatever he said, nigga, and then
Okay.
yeah, because I don't want to butcher the details because I don't know them all. But then he passed that law, and so I just want to know your thoughts about the squatter thing. Do you think that's something that should be allowed to happen, or how do you view that if someone was to sit in your motherfucking home that you selling?
I think that I don't know the origin. I'm interested to go check and see what DeSantis said about that. I didn't go into the bill or watch his full speech on the bill itself. But in general, when it comes to squatting, I would assume that it stemmed from renters' rights.
I have a brief thing here.
Oh, go ahead.
It says origins of squatter rights. Squatter rights can be traced back to the Homestead Act of 1862, which allowed settlers to claim land in the western United States with the promise of improving the land and living on it for at least 5 years. This act effectively served as a form of squatters' rights, as it allowed settlers to claim land that was previously unoccupied. Over time, the concept of squatters' right
Went super left.
It expanded beyond just land claims and began to encompass a broader set of legal protections for those who occupy property without permission.
This is so vague.
Yeah.
But obviously, squatters' rights started when the most important thing there was it was unclaimed. So instead of you saying, "Well, I'm just going to try to buy this," was buy it from who, right? Because the government didn't own everything, and it's just we don't know who owns this. So they put that law into place so that way people can then use the land, but as it also states, they have to improve it, right? And then now it has been expanded on as soon as, of course, our government went super woke left. And in the last couple years, this has exploded, right? But you've had renters' rights and things like that, right? Where renters have certain rights and things. But the whole squatting thing has gotten to the point where you literally can't get people out of your house. Cops will come to your house and they literally say, we can't remove them.
They will arrest you.
They don't pay rent. They don't live there anymore. They've been evicted, and the cops literally can do nothing because they have squatters' rights. I'm sorry, but this is bullshit. That's like someone coming into my house because let's say we left out of town for a vacation, and then now people came into our house and we come home, there's people here, and then now all of a sudden they're like, well, we're squatting here. And then we call the police and they're like, oh, well, they're squatters. We can't remove them. Bullshit. So
We're going to have a war.
It's there. You're not going to stay in my home.
We're having a war.
So I just think that the whole thing is crazy. But what it really does, it really speaks to the problem that we have in the country with homelessness and people having the inability to get jobs that pay for just rent and living in an apartment or renting a room. There's no reason that anybody in America that has any level of mental capacity and the physical ability to do some type of job that shouldn't have the ability to at least do something that allows them to have a roof over their head. Whether it is in a shelter and they're working, whether it is in a, they're renting a room in somebody's basement, there's no reason for that. So I think that this is why I like Florida and Texas, because they're just like, bro, this is stupid.
Yeah, they get straight.
What are we doing? Mm-hmm. Like, no, I'm done playing these games. If you don't own the home, you don't rent the home, you don't lease there. No, there ain't no squatters' rights. I think it's ridiculous. And I'm going to look up DeSantis and see what the bill actually entails. But
I don't trust DeSantis to do anything good. But what I'll say is, not knowing anything about these rights, it sounds like to me it comes from either some type of common law, or it comes from the government actually owning your property, and you not, like that woman who's selling her land, she doesn't actually own it. So there must be tied to some type of law. Because you're saying she owns it and she's whatever, but she does not.
You're saying that in the sense of possibly the original 1860 whatever bill, because the only way that you can get those rights is if it was unowned or unclaimed. You're talking from a sense of, you think that you own it, but you really don't, and that's how they're able to subvert.
Correct. It's the same. It's the same reason why you can quote unquote kill unarmed black people, and the police don't get charged. They don't go to jail. Nothing ever happens, because under the law, there is no black people under the law. They're not recognized under the law. So you're basically, when you take it into a court of law, it's like, this isn't a person.
So black people shouldn't identify as black people?
Hell no.
Right.
This is the worst thing you can do. That's the reason why they've got us all identifying as black. Number one, we're not black. We're brown at best. I like to call us copper colored. When you look at pennies, you see all the different shades of copper, and it really does mimic our skin tone much better. Some of the earlier people who explored America and wrote about it, whatever that really means, referred to us as copper colored people. And then somehow our history got stolen, rewritten, and now we're black, which makes no sense. It just literally makes no sense. Neither does white, by the way. When you look at the etymology, they both mean the same thing. It's colorlessness. But yeah, man, that's why I stopped identifying as black, because when you do that, you put yourself at risk. So there are quote unquote black people that identify as white. It's on their documents.
They ask that question heavily, not necessarily like if you're black, but because I just did the doctor stuff in my leg, and they ask you like, what's your race, or they'll say if you're Hispanic something, if you're not Hispanic, right, what it is, but they specify Hispanic as if that's, I don't know, they just call that out, but then they'll have like, other or whatever, and if they have black on there, I don't check that out. Back in the day I used to, but now like,
other.
Yeah, I'll do other, or if they have fucking indigenous on there, I'll put indigenous on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because other than that, like, because most cats think they're from Africa. Most people who live here in America, they think they're from Africa. And not to say that I didn't believe that at one point in time. It's just that I believe that what I was told was true. And never questioned, but okay, I guess that's what we are. We're African American, or whatever. But we
it's real happy.
You mad at me being happy, son?
No, I like it.
I'm not.
I'm just pointing it out.
I wouldn't have been happy regardless. I would have been happy regardless. I don't need, I don't need to be happy. You feel me?
It's hard when you're thirsty and it's the sun. The sun is coming down. It's hard, man.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man. But all right, man, you little squatters out there, man. Hey, protect your house. Protect your house.
Look, at the end of the day, people got to understand the rules, man. That's why I get in trouble on my channel for talking about life as a game. People get mad at me. It was like, it's right in your face. This whole squatting thing is a game. Mm-hmm. This shouldn't even be a real thing. If you genuinely own the house, which you don't, but you think you do, but if you did, then this wouldn't happen. You'd call the police and they'd come and get the people out of your home, or you'd have the right to remove them yourself. The fact that you don't lets you know how much of a game this is. Only this happens in a game where there's these really wonky rules that make the game more exciting.
It's like an anime.
Yeah.
Like, you ever watch, well, y'all probably know, it's called Classroom of the Elites. They have all these different type of games or so. And it does, yeah, I be dodging these motherfucking bugs too. But it does make sense. Because I put it in the light of, because when you mention just like classroom or courtroom and, everything is about, the defense and then the attorney and all this stuff, they go on attack. And when you look at it in a grand scheme of things, everything is literally a game. And if you view things as a game instead of thinking this is an actual reality that you're living in, then you'll be able to play the game a lot better because you're looking at it from a different perspective. But it's hard because you're in this vessel and it's hard to look at, you feel pain and all these different emotions, and it's kind of hard to, and the way that we perceive game is as if it's something that has a set of rules, and this is exactly what reality is. It has these rules, and if you abide by these rules, you'll get this outcome. If you don't, you'll get that outcome. Or if you find out different ways to get around these rules, maybe you'll get a better outcome than you never even thought happened, It's like getting a hidden level in like a video game. You know what I mean? And once you get to that hidden level, you get that hidden boss, you get them hidden items, now you get that hidden, that outfit on. You got that hidden equipment and all that stuff, man. So it is vital out there. And something else that just recently happened throughout this week that had everyone up in arms is like P. Diddy. He recently had his homes invaded. Instead of getting his home squatted, he had his home invaded. Multiple homes.
They ran down on his cribs.
They in Miami or in Florida and New York and then California. I didn't know the city, so I just wanted to say the state.
You could just assume.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Miami.
Well, Miami, New York, LA, all the big old things, and it was for. There were many different reasons of why they say his houses got raided by FBI or whoever. Fuck, was it CIA? FBI? FBI.
Didn't Homeland Security?
Yeah, Homeland Security. They said they was involved.
It was. Let's just say the federal government, because it was a mix of them.
Okay. Now the reason why they invaded his home is for trafficking, trafficking children. That was the main reason. Now
it was something else too.
Drugs. Was it?
I think that was coming out, but I think the original.
Okay.
It was trafficking and something else, but they're all in that same vein.
Okay. Yeah. So just the trafficking. And this has recently came out because P. Diddy has been in the news about the freak offs and all these little wild parties and all that stuff. And then, he had recently had a lawsuit with a liquor company, and then everything just went downhill from there. And I think there's a lot of fishiness happening with this, because I feel as if that they're covering up something, because Candace Owens had said something about this. She said, don't get distracted by this. They're invading all of these homes to collect the information that could be possibly still on his like hard drives and all that stuff. They're not invading to like get him. It's just like a smoke screen when it comes to what he's being truly accused of. Because I personally still don't know what he's actually being accused of.
So what Candace is basically saying is, there's a difference between when the federal government raids your home and local law enforcement, okay? So it's the same thing with Trump. So when they raided Trump's home, they weren't going to get Trump, right? They were going to get the evidence that they were told was there, so that way they can then build their case. So this is one of the reasons why federal convictions are so high, because the federal government doesn't particularly charge you until they have their case created and built. When you get arrested for driving drunk or, just public intoxication, right? Something like whatever, just normal arrest, you're arrested, charged, right? And then they then build their case based upon that. So the federal government does it differently. So now, in order for them to go into your home and do these things, the warrant is different. So they have to have somebody, or it's not reasonable suspicion. There already has to have to be evidence that certain things exist in order for them to already go in, right? It's not just, somebody said, it's not a rumor. So what they're saying is that there has to be somebody that is within Diddy's camp that is telling these things. Because in order for them to then be able to do that, the federal government, there has to already be credible information that these items already exist. So, yes, they're going in and they're looking for digital media, because plenty of people said that there's cameras in there, all hidden cameras all over the house. The digital footprint is much more difficult to remove and erase than, just tangible items. Now they did arrest who I guess who they called his drug mule. So there was a guy that was trafficking drugs for him, and he has been arrested, and that was recent. So obviously the federal government is going to be, interviewing him. We'll use the word
He already
interview.
snitched.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're going to continue.
He snitched as soon as possible.
Shit.
Well, I mean, he probably wants to get a little, But yeah, Diddy's going. But here's the thing, the in the court of public opinion, because you can't scroll without saying something about Diddy. In the court of public opinion, scrolling your timeline, whatever, everyone's he's guilty, they got him, Well, it's not true, and they actually, to this day, right, Easter Sunday, Diddy has not been charged with any crimes. Matter of fact, Diddy actually has no criminal record, because anything that he has been charged with in the past, he's got off, right? So
Actually, it's going to be very hard to get him for anything that's happening in these houses, because he doesn't own the houses. The houses are in the name of the company and his children.
Well, I think that is why they would then, if I'm correct, I've heard that they're going to then be eventually seeking a RICO charge against him, which the RICO is how they charge those type of criminal organizations. So if you haven't heard it yet, you will start hearing it. That Diddy has it's as criminal organization, and they have to start using that phrase in order to start building their case for RICO, because if you can't link him directly to it, he doesn't own the houses, they're in his children's names, they're in trust, they're in this, he's like, I'm hands off. Well, that's why RICO was created, because you had these big mob bosses that back in the day, they were evading all these charges because they never touched anything. And it's just like, I never did this, and they kept getting off. So then the government created RICO to be like, no, we just need to link you with all this and say, and as you as the head, you can now be charged. So that's also what they're trying to do to Trump, but that's falling through. But that's where they're going to eventually try to go with Diddy. But at this point, he has not been charged with anything. He's free to move throughout the country and internationally, but they have not been able to find him. Diddy is on the run.
Diddy on the run.
Diddy is on the run.
He's moving.
So, I mean, obviously, he's not innocent. So,
No.
it's too much smoke.
Y'all don't think Diddy's innocent?
There's too much smoke. There's too much smoke. But
Do you?
no, he doesn't.
I don't know.
He's just playing
here we
devil's
go.
advocate.
I
Okay.
don't know.
I'm going to say this.
Innocent of what?
Yeah. Innocent of
Why
what?
do you
would,
think he's innocent?
if you had one person come out and say that when you were 15, Diddy was taking care of you and he was trying to adopt you and he had you in his house and he was touching you and doing things inappropriate. Now you're a grown adult and you finally say something, right? No one's going to say that about someone where something of a sort did not happen.
Well, that's not true. They did it to Michael.
Okay. Here, if he's clearly in a position for that accusation to be made.
Right. There has to be some type of connection.
Something right. Now, if you have one person, then okay, right? But it's not one person. I mean it feels like the world is coming out of the woodworks now. That's what it feels like. The entire music industry.
Didn't that psychic lady predict this though?
I thought that was about TD Jakes.
I know she did multiple different ones.
Oh, okay.
But I know because I was listening to another podcast where they mentioned that some psychic lady who predicts this stuff said that this would happen with Diddy around this time, around like May. Oh, sorry,
Cat Williams said it.
Yeah, he said it, but it was some lady who predicts shit or whatever.
Probably the same woman that predicted TD
Jakes.
Okay,
but TD Jakes is still rocking and rolling, ain't he?
Yeah, but that's also because
shit. When Cat Williams, I feel like anything Cat Williams said, nigga, it's about to come true, nigga.
I mean, I just saw a thing with Luda, and Luda responded to it, and he was just like, "Yeah, blah blah blah, y'all are just haters." Da da da. Like he didn't say he once again he didn't say it wasn't true.
I mean,
he just was like, whatever you want to talk, he can talk. Whatever clout you trying to get, I hope you get it. It ain't affecting my bottom line. It's just like, but did you really respond to what he said? You didn't say he was a liar.
He just responded recently.
I recently saw it.
Oh,
I know he had that rap, but that's the only thing that I did see.
I don't think it was about him though, right?
Yes, it was.
It was like a direct response.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of something else. Sorry. Yeah, but that was just This was more direct. Like he didn't say Cat Williams, but you knew that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, but I don't know because like when it comes to like I know a lot of like in this music industry, like just because you're around children doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something that's inappropriate.
I mean, you had. I'm pretty sure Justin Bieber.
Are you
came
talking
out
about just a handful of children? He's not around children. Like it's just a handful of children.
Yeah, but because he was around Usher when he was growing up.
He's grooming. He groomed him.
And what way would you mean groomed though? Like sexually type vibe or because he could.
What does grooming mean?
They said they took Usher's took him in the back room.
Oh
yeah,
and he told him these are our confessions.
This is very recent. After the raid, and that's why I said that it's everything is coming out because it's like when somebody finally speaks up against you, it's like, oh wait, we can talk about this, right?
It's the fear. People have a fear of Diddy,
right? So now it's like, okay, everyone else is telling their story. I mean, I've seen so many things of people they saw stuff.
The security guard. That security guard, I think he was been on Vlad and stuff. He just be out talking. Like, why he feel so comfortable telling
I don't think he's been on Vlad.
Okay,
I think he was on every other show that
except
looks like
for Vlad.
Vlad.
Okay, which is possible.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, he's just out here just talking. And been talking for a long time.
And he feels safe in it now.
That's because the world is now looking at Diddy. It's okay.
And the same thing with academics. Academics is going hard.
Oh, is he?
Like on Diddy? Oh, man. And Meek Mill and...
Well, because Meek is
getting attacked, ain't he?
Well, because they said that they were in a relationship.
Yeah, they had like audio of him and Diddy on some freaky-ish or something like that. And they and I guess in like the transcript, they mentioned Meek Mill being a rapper that
Philadelphia rapper that used to date Nicki Minaj. That's how they described him. They didn't use his name.
They didn't say his name. They described him. Then they also mentioned. This dude just recently performed at the Super Bowl
and has residency in Vegas.
It has a residency.
These are court documents. They're named in a suit. So,
are they witnesses? Are they?
They're named in a civil suit.
Okay, so someone is suing them.
They're suing Diddy.
They're suing Diddy for what Diddy did.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Usher and Meek Mill are suing Diddy. They are they are mentioned in the lawsuit, but they didn't use their names, but they used their likeness so people know who they are.
Yeah,
it's
like this guy, he runs a group of people who like to eat good and fast, and he wears hats. He has long hair. And
you're basically saying it, right? But even Nicki has said stuff, right? Like. About how there's some DL brothers in the hip hop community.
But do y'all think it's true?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you?
We understand how corrupt this. That when in order for you to get to a millionaire, you got to get to that status. You're not getting there with clean hands.
Well, a million's pretty easy, but
I said billion.
Oh yeah, you got to think about it like this: how many one-hit wonders are there out there? Now you think, oh, they just fell off, they didn't want to do the work, or they just got lucky. None of those things are true. If somebody has the talent and ability to get to top the charts, and they've been working their whole life in this music thing, this craft. They get to the beginning of their careers. And then they just get cut off at the knees. What do you think is happening to all of these people? How you think one-hit wonders are just falling off?
They didn't kiss the ring.
So you think one-hit wonders, they didn't make it past that one hit because they didn't want to get
They didn't want to pay the toll.
They didn't want to.
Look at Maya.
She wasn't a one-hit wonder though.
No, she wasn't. But what happened to her?
Yeah.
Isn't her and Brandy going on tour? Is that what I heard?
You're probably thinking of Monica.
Monica, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Maya should have been essentially.
Which is my cousin.
What?
No, I said which is my cousin.
Who's
Maya?
your cousin?
Monica.
The real Monica?
Yeah.
How far
Third.
removed?
Third.
Fourth cousin?
Second.
Okay. That's pretty
Second
close.
cousin is close,
Think
man.
second cousin.
I used.
Why don't we? What's the deal?
We don't know each other.
Okay, but y'all blood though. So what's the deal? Like, what's the even point of mentioning that?
I said.
How do you even know?
I found out years ago, and my aunt found out it was at a funeral or some shit like that.
You know who I used to? I used to date Brian McKnight's cousin, first cousin.
Here we go.
A woman?
No,
What?
dude.
Oh, I don't know.
Why would you assume?
Hey man, you had a wild pass, remember?
Wow.
Remember he had a wild pass. He used to drink. All right, so yeah, well, used to date Brian McKnight's cousin.
Yeah, first cousin.
Shit, she sing to you?
I mean, we were in college together. So, yeah, she was in chorus with me.
Did she sing to you?
I mean, we sang to each other. I mean, we were not literally like romancing each other.
So she didn't sing to you?
No.
Oh, okay. You sang to her?
No.
No. Okay. I'm just asking, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm just
Such an odd question.
what, if a girl sing to you who can sing?
You know, it's just an odd. It was just okay. I can.
You see this ADD ass conversation we were talking about? Yeah, I mean,
Mel, you're the one that that put us on this.
No, I just said one little sly thing. We didn't have to stay there.
But what I just said is right in the same vein.
Okay. Now continue, Chris. You remember you was at?
No.
Because I said something about cousin Monica. Bam. Yeah.
You didn't say anything what I said.
I know.
It was completely. You're gonna call out the ADD conversation, but you are the ADD of the conversation.
ADD too.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm right on track.
No. You just gonna blame me for being.
Stop trying to bring me into this world that you have in your head.
Well,
anywho, continue, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know
what he was saying.
Okay, we were talking about
Diddy is
one hit wonders getting cut off at the knees for not kissing the ring.
Right, yeah. And I mean, and he's a gatekeeper, right? So
it's like Kevin Hart.
I mean,
you think Kevin Hart?
That's what Kevin.
Bro, I can't get away from Kevin Hart's movies. He's everywhere.
It doesn't make sense. Kevin Hart is not funny.
I don't even watch his movies because I'm like, bro, he's not funny. And he's the same character in every movie.
It's like when you watch Samuel L. Jackson, you know a certain quality of movie you're gonna get.
Nick Fury, right?
That's how you.
Are you serious?
No. I just for some reason Morgan Freeman kept popping up. I was like, this don't sound right.
Wow, Mel, you gonna NBC reporter him?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you get a certain quality from Kevin Hart. It's like, bro, this Jumanji, and I already know it's trash. He's in it. Like,
so y'all think the people who, so you would have a good compass of the people who are authentic versus someone who's a plant who necessarily has
Common.
You
Look at Common's career. Is he decent? Yes. People know him. He's in movies, but he's far more talented than he's given credit for. Like, he's extremely talented.
He's diverse.
His diverse, and his music is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But no one talks about Common.
But he's been in movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's saying that he's better than Kevin Hart. Why Kevin Hart's not talented enough to be in the movies that he's in, so many movies. But if you just put his name on it, people buy. I don't understand, because I'm like, Kevin Hart's like, I got a new movie, and I'm like, I have no interest in it.
Yeah.
I see him on Netflix and I scroll right past it. If I see Kevin Hart, I purposely scroll past it.
That is funny that when you see a particular comedian, no matter how successful they may be, or just not say a comedian, but just an artist in general. Like, if I was to see a movie with Beyonce, I would not want to see it.
I don't
She's not
even.
a
Why
great
would she?
actress.
Yeah, why would I even want?
But-
I've seen movies with her, and I'm just like, she's not a
But
good actor.
but the question
actress.
the question is, how do you measure success? But this is the whole point of the conversation, because success is not measured by genuine accolades. It's not when you win an Oscar. What does that actually mean?
Right.
Old Town Road won an Oscar, or it's not the song, or maybe he won. I don't know.
Talking about Lil Nas X.
Yeah, I don't know. He won like 2 Oscars.
That would be a Grammy.
Was it Grammys?
It was Grammys.
Grammys, my bad. Sorry. He won like 2 Grammys. It's like, how? You're not even in the game. You just put out a song on the internet. Like, it's like basically putting a song out on YouTube, independent, and winning a Grammy. It doesn't even make sense. But he comes in the game. He should have been a one-hit wonder. And he knocks it completely out the park and gets things that artists that we know have been grinding for decades can't get.
He fits the mold.
And then guess what? He went from Lil Nas X, which I don't know if he was originally gay or not. I don't know. People say from his school he was never on that stuff. They think it's a facade. I don't know him. It seems like a very hard left turn, but he starts doing all this gay stuff, the devil stuff, and his childlike audience is watching all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he doesn't just turn. It's not like slight. He don't just wear dresses and paint.
He
goes 100% like trans.
That's how I felt like with Doja Cat.
I like her though.
I liked Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Right when she was, I guess I'll say original or whatever. I loved her music. I mean, I would just listen to Doja Cat. You know what I'm saying? And then something happened. Right? I don't know what it was. I don't know where her career turned. She lost all that weight, which I don't have a problem with weight loss, but it was like, this isn't good weight loss. Like, something happened. She cut her hair. You go to her Instagram and it just looks demonic. It looks satanic. And she's like, oh, I'm not a demon, da-da-da. But it's just like, you literally in a song, you're like, ooh, she's a devil. She's a bad, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's a nice song though.
I didn't say it was a bad song, Mel.
It's a nice song.
It's. I can't. Have you been to her Instagram recently?
I mean, I saw it.
Okay. I just can't. She's weird. Now Doja Cat was already a little weird, but she completely changed.
I feel like it's an obvious type of thing though, where it's like a complete switch. It's like so dramatic that I feel as if something musically didn't happen where she had to, I guess, sell her soul or do things that were against her standards, I feel like she is purposely changing, because it's very obvious. You know, when someone makes a dramatic change from being a super bubbly, friendly to like saying, fucking don't listen to me. You know what I mean? Or
right.
going ham and cursing out your fans. So, I mean, I can't necessarily view that as...
Didn't Taylor Swift make the same change?
She switched from country to...
Taylor Swift was changing because she was listening to everybody telling her they don't like this, they don't like that, or change this, change that. She just kept changing. And then eventually she said, I'm just going to do what I want to do.
Okay, which is the demon stuff?
I don't know. I wouldn't put Taylor in that same vein.
You haven't seen Taylor Swift? Okay.
No.
I haven't seen
y'all
her
just
do anything demonic.
Yeah, y'all just need to look into it more, I guess.
Well, I don't
Taylor.
check the
Okay, okay. Let's be honest, right? We literally just said you can't become a billionaire unless you do whatever. Not in that way. You could be an oil tycoon. Your family can have money, long money, but
in the music industry,
we're talking in the entertainment industry. Taylor Swift is the biggest thing in entertainment.
Yeah. She don't have clean hands.
Like, there's no way she's immune.
She didn't do what we were talking about, Lil Nas X and Doja Cat. I wouldn't put her in the same,
Okay.
Just from what I've seen from them.
Yeah.
But she's also white. So,
as much as I don't like to bring race into things, sometimes it is.
Plays a role.
Yeah, it's a catalyst to how.
What does that mean? Like she's more likely to do the demonic stuff?
No, I think that she can get away with certain things. And if you push someone's music enough, even if it's not good, you'll find your audience.
Taylor's
right?
music was good.
Right.
She just shouldn't be as big as she is.
It was good, but it was pushed pushed so much. But not only was it pushed so much, her personality and making her likable was pushed even more. And when we understand behaviors of humans and people, we tend to lean or go with the crowd. You have the outliers like us that will go against the crowd, but the average person goes with the crowd. So if everyone around you is saying, we like Taylor Swift is good because that's what's being pushed, then everyone's going to like Taylor Swift. Even if it's like, I don't know, the same things happen with Kevin Hart. People are like, wow, we love Kevin Hart. Why? He's not that great. I think that when he first started and he was doing his stand-ups, he was unique. It was just like, bro, he is funny. And people were like, who's funnier, Kevin Hart or Cat Williams? And at points, I was like, I like Kevin Hart. But then it was just like, bro, it's the same thing. Nothing is changing. And then he started, of course, to do his movies and everything. And it's the same character. You look like Eddie Murphy, because we just talked about him. He was a different character. He could be anybody. He did so many different things, right? Martin Lawrence, so many different things. Jim Carrey. But Kevin Hart is the same person, and not in a good way, right? Not in the sense of, I'm the same on camera as off camera. Not like that. If you're playing a character, you can't still be the same character in Jumanji as you are in whatever the movie was with Get Hard with Will Ferrell, and then the movie with Ice Cube, where you can't just be the same character.
Do you think that, I guess in the Diddy situation, to push the message forward, do you think that Diddy had any type of relation to B.I.G. and Tupac dying? Because he is the reason why I asked it, because that has been brought up, but also seeing the power that he has had in the music industry, because I didn't necessarily view Diddy, as this like super powerful icon. But now that all this stuff has come out, I'm just like, man, he has such an influence everywhere that it would make sense for him to get rid of someone like a Tupac or someone like a Biggie, considering the energy that was around their situation. So do you think it's something that Diddy was involved in? Because that's something that hasn't been figured out. Carmen Sandiego, we need the clues. We don't know what's going on.
You never considered why Diddy was still relevant? I'm asking you personally. Like, his label is trash.
Well, it's about the.
You talking about right now?
I'm more or less saying holistically. There was a time when Bad Boy was a major competitor, and then there was a time when Bad Boy was like every single artist was leaving. They were getting taken advantage of. The energy wasn't good there. Obviously, he's probably got some nice names on it now, I guess. But, like, how did it survive all this time? How did it survive in the downs?
I mean, they took advantage of the artists. I mean, if the artists are complaining that they're not getting paid, they're not getting this and that, of course he's taking advantage of the artists.
What happened to Cash Money Records?
They're still there.
What are they doing?
I mean, they have...
Like, what's Cash Money Records doing musically?
Nothing big. They have artists, but they're not doing anything.
What do you mean? They have Nicki Minaj. They have Lil Wayne. They have Tyga.
Are they still signed to them?
I know Drake isn't. He's like separate. He's not with. I know he's under Universal, but Lil Wayne, yeah.
Is Wayne putting out new music? Did he put out a new album?
Yeah. He just put out a new mixtape. He's coming out with a new album pretty soon.
Nicki Minaj is still on the Cash Money Records?
Yeah.
That's good for them.
Nicki Minaj just put out a new album?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Number one.
But she took a hiatus for a while.
Because she had a baby.
But see, this is the point. You're not understanding, right? That's not enough to keep that entire label afloat. That's not like, what are they really doing? They're hanging on to like a few legends that they had. How are they running the entire production company? How are they running the entire business? It's because the business is supported by other avenues of income or relationships. So the point is, Bad Boy has to be supported by something other than the artistry. Like, it has to be.
I will say this, just to give you a little pushback. I think that Bad Boy was relevant for a very long time. Bad Boy has long money. I mean, our entire.
I think you're talking about a decade.
I think that is
2000 is really what you're talking about.
I think that's a long time. Well, we have to also understand
No, it's
how
not. It's 15 years later.
Okay, so we understand royalties. We understand when you use music in movies. Like, these companies set up, when they have hits and stuff like that, they get paid almost infinitely. When they're played on the radio, all that stuff brings in money. And while it may not be, you're making all this big money because it was just an album, but just over every 6 months, you get a check for one song that is just being played in a movie, or, you know, and over time, that stuff adds up. So, but also something, I thought you were alluding to this, but you didn't really push into it, so maybe you weren't. But when we were talking about Biggie, I saw a video where they were talking about how Biggie, right as he put out his last big album, he was leaving Bad Boy. Yeah. And he had a new album that was dropping, and then a week and a half or something before that, he was killed. Mm-hmm. But that was his album that was basically coming out after Bad Boy. Mm-hmm. And what in this video, that you guys saw this video? Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm familiar with them.
In this video, they were basically talking about how Bad Boy has been literally living off of Biggie's legacy. And all of his music, it's all still getting paid to Bad Boy, because that's where he was assigned under, because he never actually left. Mm-hmm. So part of how that they were sustaining was due to Biggie. And if you look at Diddy, you look at his ego, and we can make the assumption based upon conjectures, based on what we've seen, and just using empirical data, he didn't want Biggie to leave.
I mean, that's beyond
obvious. Why would you want him to leave?
He's the number one selling artist. Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, okay, well, if I can't have you, nobody can.
Well, he's still going to have you because he gets the rights to the music.
Right.
He has
So, and I don't think that at this point in time, right, just let's go back 24, 25 years. I don't think that anybody, where the music industry was at that time, you knew Biggie's a superstar, you knew these people were superstars, but I don't think that anybody would have known that his legend was, he was still gonna be a legend this long later.
Yes, they did.
And he's not here.
Yes, they did.
You think
there's I want to say it's either in their contract or there's something that the labels have. It's something about, like, it's some type of statistic connected to artist's death and how much money they make after an artist dies. I'm not talking about their contract. I'm talking about the impact that they would have on the world. Yeah, man, they know that.
Who knows that?
Steven, every artist is worth more dead. Look at all these garbage paintings.
I'm not talking. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm confused.
I'm saying that when you look at somebody when they're here, you can look at them and you can appreciate them as they are, right? But I don't, and maybe it's just my opinion. I don't think that you can look at a person while they're here and truly understand the impact they will have 25 years later after death.
Michael Jackson, you didn't think that he would have an impact 25 years later after his death?
Michael Jackson was way longer than Biggie was. I mean, Biggie hit the scene like this. I'm not saying he was a flash in the pan, but I mean, he only had was it one album?
Yeah. But
how would you you can't compare.
How old was hip hop?
Christopher, no. Hold on a second. That's what I'm saying. You just compared Michael Jackson to Biggie. Michael Jackson was around since he was a kid, putting out hits after hit after hit. Yes, he's a legend. Biggie had one album. Mm-hmm. There's no way to know that he was going to have that much impact. this long later.
Is it really fair to use that one album as the defining statistic? Do you think he just popped out of the thin air and just put out one album?
No, of course not. I'm not saying that he's. That's why I'm not. No, but it wasn't. No, I'm not using that one album. But when it comes to artists, yeah, I mean, albums that's a thing. It's not like rings with like sports saying, oh, you got 6 rings. It's not the same thing, right? But with albums, it's like, well, that's your music. Then you have all these mixtapes and all this other stuff. But that was what got him out there. That's what made the world know him. And in that short amount of time, he had a huge impact. You wouldn't think that he's going to get taken, right? But that's like, you can compare his impact to Prince or Michael Jackson or Tupac now because we're so far away. But in that moment, you would not say that, oh, Michael Jackson and Biggie would have had the same impact. He just only put out one album.
Yeah.
That's just you know. So I don't think that Diddy thought, oh, he's going to be my cash cow for the next 30 years and I'm just live off. Like, I just think that he saw it, and this is Diddy doing what Diddy does. He takes out competition. But then it's just like, whoa, look what's happening now. So that's my take.
I think the influence of Biggie is a lot. It hits harder just because he was successful. He's on his rise. We never got to see him on a down low or like just being like, yo, he's falling off type vibe. That's why people place him so much higher. But I agree that you wouldn't think that his impact on music would last as long as it has, for at least people to put him in that category as the best rapper. Because I feel as if Lil Wayne had died at his peak before he had released the Carter 3 and all that stuff. And he just died before that release, he would have been considered the greatest and all this stuff, and people wouldn't be looking at some of his non-good albums,
Same thing with Eminem.
Yeah, it could be same. I mean,
think about Eminem's last.
Eminem is different because he's white.
Well, I'm just saying you had Marshall Mathers, and he was untouchable.
Yeah.
Then you had these later albums, Recovery and Relapse, all this, and it's just like, even as an Eminem fan, big Eminem fan, I'm just like, I mean, these were okay.
The music's not good.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, so if you don't have these albums, I understand what you're saying. If you don't have these albums that are just like, right? It's just like you only have Curtain Call and you only have these big, albums that have been released. Everyone's going to redeem you or keep you in this sphere of the best, or
you're crystallized. But this is the part that you guys aren't even considering, and you got to give Diddy more credit. First of all, Diddy is where he is because he's a genius, evil genius, whatever. It don't matter.
Ingenious.
He's.
I don't disagree.
Right. So we can't assume that he didn't know. As a matter of fact, I would assume he did know. But the way that you can assume he knew is because if you understand the way Hollywood works or just entertainment works, you could prop up anybody that you want. People will eat it up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be you never knew this person. You just make them that person. That's it. Because think about it. If we just stopped talking about Biggie, he would fade to history and that would be it. Biggie is constantly being propped up. And it's the titans in the game now that keep propping him up. People keep talking about Biggie like you'll be on Nori's Drink Champs or something and you'll be like, okay, Biggie or Tupac. Yeah. And it's like, nigga, what? You're telling me Biggie only put out one album, had minimal impact holistically.
I didn't say minimal impact.
At that time, right? The one album put him on the map. That's what you said.
Yeah.
So then that means that we would have to be basing all of the... All right, piece of hair just jumped right in my mouth. We'd have to be basing all this comparison off of that one album because niggas on the East Coast didn't know. But what was it? It was the rivalry between him and Tupac. You think that wasn't orchestrated?
Definitely was.
Like, they made Tupac and Biggie. Now, if you want to talk about talent, Tupac was far more talented than Biggie. Like Tupac,
he was already doing movies. He was doing all
classically trained.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't even make sense that people compare Tupac and Biggie. If you want to really get down to the nuts and bolts of it,
just the timing and everything of how they. Okay, I see what you're saying. It was orchestrated.
It was orchestrated.
Yeah.
Their rivalry doesn't even make sense. They're not on the same level. What movie did Biggie do?
If he did one, I don't know.
I don't think he did. He's not an actor. He's just a rapper, street dude, little short, fat dude.
Like it's
Like short? Was he?
Biggie Smalls.
He's always just. I've always felt like he was tall.
He says in his song "Short, Black, and Ugly as Fuck" or some shit.
Mel, I don't sit there and listen to.
You don't listen to lyrics.
That's not what I said.
I know. I'm asking you.
I don't. I've never listened to like a whole Biggie album. I know a couple
Steven's
songs,
not even
but
a genuine fan of Biggie.
I'm not like. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't take anything.
A lot of people aren't.
I'm gonna say I'm
It's
not.
just the hype.
My Tupac was my guy.
How do you know how? So do you don't know how tall he was?
I can
That's
Google
fine.
it.
I got it.
But he was short. He was
You guys are proving my point because Steven.
I didn't disagree with.
I'm
you.
not saying that you
Okay.
necessarily did. I'm saying that this right here is supporting my argument. Like,
It says 6'3". That's
That's what
that's
I'm.
a lie. That has to be lie. 6'3"? They got this nigga at 6'3".
You said he was short, and I was like, really?
Yeah, I thought he was shorter than fucking 6'3".
Sue 6'3" and three says 300 to 380 pounds. This man,
that's a big range.
that's a huge range. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, no different from if you guys. WWE is like a great example of entertainment. When you look at entertainment holistically, you can take an absolute nobody. I mean, okay, granted, Kurt Angle, he was a Olympic gold medalist. Nobody knew who he was.
You can't talk
Intensity,
about Kurt
integrity, intelligence.
Kurt
Angle
Angle,
was you
he's,
know what I mean?
he's a nobody.
Watch your mouth.
He doesn't have any.
One with a broken neck. Man, you watch your mouth by Kurt Angle.
He doesn't have any outstanding qualities or anything really innately charismatic about
I was
him.
about to say he wasn't even really that fun to watch.
And they made him a absolute superstar. Like, what are you talking? They can make anybody anything, but that's the reason why I say this is a game. Because if any of it had anything to do with real talent, you wouldn't have people like Ashanti being looked at as some type of female rap or female artist, legend in the female sector. Like, Ashanti was not a good singer. She wasn't a good singer. Why is she?
She
Good songwriter.
She was good, decent in her era, and she was attractive. And anybody that comes from that 2000 era that was at least decent, their name is.
I mean, but there's how many ugly singers are there?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot. We just see them when they're made
Like,
up
that's,
and
like
stuff.
popular, that we look at and be like, oh, I wouldn't fuck with her.
Sexy Red.
She's not a singer though; she's a rapper.
Okay.
I'm talking about like a Beyonce,
Sierra,
that
Maya.
type of like. They're typically
Or
always
was it
pretty.
R&B?
Yeah, singer. Not a
Mariah Carey was never attractive to me.
I was in love with Mariah
Really?
when I was younger.
Chris.
No, she's never been attractive to me.
You wildin'.
Okay.
Chris.
You wildin'. Mariah Carey wasn't attractive.
She's not. Yeah, I don't.
No, not current Mariah.
No. Mariah Carey. I have never been a fan of Mariah Carey.
Nigga, there was this girl in my school. This probably added to it. She was in the 4th grade. I mean, Jessica, and she looked just like Mariah Carey, and I was just like, I got Mariah Carey in my school. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know, guys.
Yeah, Mariah Carey was the one for me, though. Like, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, what's that? Christina Milian. She was bad or so. But you don't typically see unattractive singers get big,
Well, when you say big, we're talking on a superstar level.
Yeah, not like Lizzo.
This Mariah Carey, she's 25.
Yeah, she'd get it. Nigga.
I'm not saying that she's ugly.
She'd get it.
Show her body, like not a dress, like show like her in spandex or something.
She has a white girls. I mean, go ahead, look at that little girl.
Yeah, I forgot Mel's into that.
In a way.
See, here we go.
Mariah's mixed.
I mean, there's her. jeans
Mariah's a
or-
sister. Come on.
This is in her era. This is what they wore. I mean, she's
No, it's not about that. I'm not saying.
You're not attracted to her. You can't say she's not attractive.
I didn't say she was ugly. I'm just saying that she was not it for me. But also, I'm not a big fan of Beyonce either. People.
Okay, I mean you don't have to be a fan of. I mean you can't say she's unattractive.
No, I'm not saying she's unattractive. I liked Aaliyah.
That was my girl.
I liked Maya.
She kind of reminded me of Quinn.
I didn't really have that many female. I mean, I'm like Megan Fox or Megan Good when she was younger.
Hey, Megan Fox is good too.
See, back in that day, man,
Megan
I liked Fergie.
Fergie, all the white girls. I like Fergie.
Why you gotta say all the white girls?
I like
It was
Britney Spears.
No, I didn't like her.
I like Aguilera.
No.
Jessica Simpson.
Jessica
No. I didn't know. I didn't say. I did not.
Hey, Jessica Alba was bad.
No,
Jessica
first of all,
Alba.
y'all gonna stop trying to play me.
What? If you like white girls, you like white
First
girls.
of all, Fergie
Fergalicious.
was skin color white, but that girl was black.
Yeah,
She had
She
soul.
was
She
with-
had soul.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit up here trying to play me.
I'm definitely gonna play you.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
Okay, that's fine.
Fuck that.
But I'm gonna defend myself
Somebody
because
didn't play.
I didn't say no Jessica Alba and
Ain't nothing wrong with Jessica Alba.
I know, but you put them in a category.
You like Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears?
No, I do not.
Christina Aguilera,
No.
Fergalicious.
Christina Aguilera she's a great singer, but she's not. That's not.
It's all good, man.
Shakira.
No. That's not no all
I
good.
was rocking
That's not what I.
Too.
Yeah, hips don't
Yeah,
lie.
Shakira. Oh my God.
She was crazy. Wasn't a fan of, what's the popular Puerto Rican girl, Jenny from the Block?
Jennifer Lopez?
I
I wasn't either.
wasn't a fan of her.
Like, I think her ass looks nice, but I wasn't like a crazy big fan.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying I was like a crazy big fan, but I mean, I liked Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of her.
Okay, are we talking
I mean, she
about
was
looks or
she-
music?
I mean, music. I never even considered her.
You don't consider it, but when you hear her in the club, you rocking the J Lo.
Yeah, I mean, she can put out some songs, but I just never was a big fan
I
of
mean,
her.
if it's a good song,
Yeah, that's so we're talking about. Okay, we're talking about her looks, not
if
her
her
music.
song come on, I ain't just gonna be like,
Yeah, okay.
who's having fun?
I mean, I think that J Lo has found a way to stay relevant. I think that she's done something. Maybe it's nefarious or not to stay younger looking for her age.
Well, she's got melanin, so.
So okay, well, I mean, I think that she's continued to stay relevant for a reason. I think that she's attractive. Or I think that she's been attractive.
I'm not saying she's not an attractive woman.
She wasn't just like.
I just don't get hyped up the way people be over her.
I think you have to stop. Don't. When I say she wasn't it for me, I'm not saying they're unattractive.
You're just saying that she wasn't one of your favorites.
No,
She wouldn't be in your MySpace top 5 type
She
situation.
wouldn't be in my top 10.
Okay, I got you.
All right, let's talk about the bridge. Yeah, y'all want to talk about the bridge? Y'all familiar with what happened with the bridge?
Yeah, nigga,
The whole world knows what happened with the bridge.
Well, unless you. Okay, go ahead.
What?
I know about the bridge.
Okay.
I found out the night it happened.
At the exact same time?
I was up.
You was up?
Somebody from Pennsylvania texted me because they were up and was like, "Oh my God, the Francis Scott Key Bridge just got destroyed," and I said, "Wait, what?" And literally, I went to go look at it, and it was breaking news like 20 minutes in. They had I was right on. I was.
Well, shit, take it away.
So I know more than you'd probably do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Breaking news. I would tell Mel to edit a breaking news thing in there, but he probably won't do it. Yeah, see.
I mean, I could.
I know you could.
that is not.
That's ESPN or something, right? Or
old school basketball.
TNT sport,
Old school basketball.
That was on NBA Jam.
yeah. Breaking news. All right, guys. So we are just getting word that the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, has gone down. So what basically happened was, obviously everyone knows that it went down, right? So let's talk about what actually happened. So there's a harbor there, and the bridge it obviously connects two pieces of land over the water. Obviously, that's what a bridge is, right? But the port is right there. So this is a really big deal for Baltimore because, number one, they're notoriously bad for traffic anyway. And this bridge is a huge commute bridge for a lot of people. So that's really going to suck. But what originally happened is that this barge or the cargo ship with these containers ran right into one of the structural pieces of the bridge. Now, a lot of the more recent bridges have been designed to be able to withstand a hit like that, where maybe one piece will fail but not the whole thing, or it will actually take the hit because it has the ability to give. This bridge was built in, I think, like the mid 70s, and it was not built that way.
Mid 70s of the 1900s?
Yeah.
Okay.
1970s or so, something like that. And it was never retrofitted or updated to be able to take a hit
From a boat.
That doesn't make any sense.
Which part?
That because the bridge was built in the 70s, it was not built structurally sound.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, because
I'm sorry, Mel. Is that what I said?
No, it's what you said in not so many words. But if you build a skyscraper in New York City, do you not think tornadoes and airplanes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the 70s, they had massive cargo ships. It's not like they didn't exist. It's not like they didn't know what was going to happen there. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't make sense that the bridge was not engineered to withstand an impact from a ship.
Okay.
That's silly.
I think that would be silly also.
Right.
But I think that at the same time, I don't think that ships were the size that they were.
You're crazy.
Okay. Let me continue. Okay. So, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm breaking the news. Mm-hmm. So,
this is the narrative that
this is the news. I'm just breaking the news. So everyone. So okay. So the sad part about this, not just the bridge going down, but there were 6 or 7 people that got caught on the bridge in that section, and only 2 of them were recovered. The rest of them, they didn't make it. They recovered like 2 more of the bodies. And I think that at this point they've said that they've given up on the search. So there's just other people. The
current took them. And
they're yeah. I mean, you're talking about the whatever that river is, the ocean.
Yeah.
They're gone. So, so the next day, I of course got back into it and was like, okay, well, what happened here, right? How did this boat go under this bridge? It's not supposed to be there, right? How did this happen? So I think that the boat was supposed to be there, but what ended up happening is that they said that the boat had multiple power failures. Mm-hmm. So
you did see the light go off, come back on, and go off again.
Yeah. And so there were multiple power failures, and they had Mayday. So they had called the port and they issued a Mayday as soon as they found out hey, listen, we're out of control.
And Mayday means what?
I don't know. It just means we're going down. We have a problem. Okay. That's right. So it's all for all nautical, aeronautical. They issue Mayday. So boats, planes. It's a Mayday. So the port knew, but it was like at this point, there's nothing they could really do.
They actually did begin to stop traffic, because if you look at the videos, you can see the traffic flow is way more
heavy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it stops.
Well, that's because the Mayday. But obviously they didn't have much time, because if they had any time, they'd stop traffic on the bridge, right? In total, they could do it. But
stop traffic on the bridge?
I'm saying like before the bridge. You know what I'm saying?
They did. That's what I'm saying. If you look
so you're saying that these are just the last couple stragglers?
Yeah. If you look, bro, there was probably it should have been hundreds of people.
Yeah, there was trucks and shit.
There was trucks stuff. It was crazy. It was
as soon as the thing hit.
It would have been worse if it was a different time of day. So this is like 2:00 in the morning.
Correct.
So
convenient.
Because
you don't want a lot of casualties.
Well, listen, Chris. Before you get into your conspiracy, can I? I'm just telling you the narrative. Dang, I can't even. You know what I mean? People.
Nice. Speed it up. You got it.
I'm good. That's the narrative.
So the narrative is that.
I've already told you the narrative.
Okay. All right.
Speed it up.
Well, no, because I mean, I was going to push it forward, so we're not just consistently
push it forward.
Yeah. So people lost their lives, but when we were watching the video, when I was watching the video, I saw the boat turn directly into this one pillar.
It looked like it turned for sure.
No, it did.
I'm not saying. Okay, like I'm agreeing.
It was going away. It was just going straight, but then it got to this one middle part and it directly hit it, and the shit just fell. Like, I didn't think it would be that easy.
Shit looked like it just crumbled.
It was just like, whoop, whoop, flop, flop. I'm just like, bro. And I didn't see any cars on that thing. I was like, cool, but I thought like, man, maybe this is my mind going. It's like, okay, maybe these niggas that was like crossing the bridge, they were aware of this plan or whatever, and they was just getting across last minute. Because it came a point in time where there was just nothing on the bridge, or at least visibly, I could see, from the camera angle, there wasn't anything on the bridge, and then the shit went down. Now, do we think that this could have been a genuine accident, or do we think that this is something that was planned?
It's impossible to have been a genuine accident.
Why do you say it's impossible for it to be a genuine accident?
There's too many elements that are fishy. When you have a genuine accident, it takes you by surprise. It's like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, for example, on a highway, there's an ice storm, and then visibility gets limited to, a couple feet, and then cars start piling in front. All of that makes sense. Clouds or fog, ice, something happens. And people are driving and they can't see, and then there's a pile up and they keep piling up. That all adds up. Nothing about this adds up. The fact that the boat turned sharply into the pillar as if it was aiming for it when it was going in a different direction and it was underpowered or didn't have power doesn't make sense. They have anchors on the boat. They couldn't get the anchor down in time, or whatever the case may be, or the anchor turned and it just so happened to fail. That doesn't make sense. The way the bridge collapsed, like it was a demo, that doesn't make sense.
It just literally it was immediately hitting everything.
It was just immediate, bro. Like, we're not talking about something made out of sticks. We're talking about reinforced steel and concrete, iron, like with suspension cables, and it just collapses like it's a Lego set. That doesn't make any sense. The fact that the bridge was full of cars moments before, and then all of a sudden there's like virtually like no cars. So little cars that we can't even really see from the video. And to the point where, Steve, you're reporting that, what was it, 7 cars or 7 people?
People.
7 people, and a large chunk of that bridge fell. A large chunk of it. That doesn't make any sense. There should have been more casualties. The time of the day when it happened. This just so happened to take place at a time of day where traffic's low, like you can kind of control things a little better. That doesn't make any sense. All of this stuff lines up perfectly to make this moderately, it's like a major thing, but it's like moderate casualties. Because if you lose hundreds of people, which was what should have happened in a accident like that, now people are going to ask questions. There's not going to be, the bridge was built in the 70s and it hadn't been retrofitted, it hadn't been rebuilt, blah blah blah. Niggas going to be like, no, we want to see the architectural drawings. We want to see the signatures on the name. Who signed off on this bridge? Bro, there's not a bumper on the bridge. There's not a bumper. You drive the piers or whatever they're called for that bridge, hundreds of feet or whatever the standard is, into the earth, and that ship just pushes it over like it was
like they were playing Jenga.
It was like, excuse me.
Like there was no resistance.
Yeah, it was just like,
that's the thing. Like there was no resistance. It doesn't make sense. So it's like, no, this isn't an accident.
Even when you see movies, now I know movies aren't real, but you see these movies and like, you see them like shoot like planes. I think it was Spider-Man.
He's always on the bridge.
He was on the Golden Gate or whatever, right? Or you see the Golden Gate Bridge and a plane shoots it with a rocket, like, and it doesn't crumble that way. Now those are, I'm sure that those are. The engineer says that these have been updated, but
no,
I just because it's Baltimore, we're not talking about a small area, and Baltimore is surrounded by water. Why would you not have strong bridges? Like, this is the first time that it's ever been bumped or ever. Once again, I haven't done much digging into this other than the official narrative, but. I don't disagree with you.
You don't have to dig. That's the beautiful part about it. You can literally just use your common experience.
Oh, just use my brain.
Yeah, like you don't have to do any digging. It doesn't make any sense. No different from 9/11. It's literally the same thing. 9/11 doesn't make sense. How does a building get hit by planes? And then not only does it get hit by planes, it completely destroys the building, but not just in a way that you would expect, in a demolition style. It doesn't make sense. The Boston City bombing doesn't make sense. The Oklahoma City bombing doesn't make sense. Like the snipers in DC, it doesn't make sense. Like,
oh, that's old.
The dude at the country concert in Vegas. Like, it's like Kennedy's assassination. Like, certain things, they don't make sense because it's not real. It's set up.
So I want to know who's on that bridge.
Did you see the video that Siobhan sent?
No.
Okay, because I was just looking for it, but the video's been taken down. But the videos show the bridge, but when it was, I guess, a spectator or someone who was investigating the video, when the bridge was falling down, it showed like little points of something like little small
here we go.
explosions or whatever.
Here we go.
And I was about to pull it up, but I guess the video's
I saw it. I mean, personally, and I wasn't looking super hard at it, but I couldn't really see anything.
It's not a good video.
The video's
dark.
so grainy, but I mean, that's a lot of people are saying they did see it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily see it either, but I figured I was going to bring it up.
Okay, so you're basically, it's all bull. Like, he's saying, look at these charges. People are like, yeah, look at the charges, but no one actually sees the charges.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was definitely, the first time I saw it, I was just like, bro, it all just fell at the same time.
It's so fast.
I would imagine it would get hit. And then those two, I mean, and someone would be like, well, that's engineering, right? But it's just like, I mean, it's still a bridge. It should be designed to, I'm not saying that the barge should not destroy that bridge. That's not what I'm saying. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense that one pillar that has steel beams and all these extra supports, one hit you would lose so much of the bridge.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even that. It's the fact that the vessel hit the pillar with like no resistance. Mm-hmm. It's almost as if you were to like take a laser and cut the thing, and then it's basically just sitting there. It's not really attached.
Yeah, it's just waiting.
It's just waiting. So then when you hit it, it just crumbles and folds. But even still, the speed at which this thing went down,
it was quick.
It's like there was no resistance at all.
It's like punching a child. Damn. Like you just went down ASAP.
What?
I'm just saying, like if you hit a child, my mind went there because he mentioned because I thought of martial arts, because in like martial arts they
punch kids.
No, well they put a little indentation into the board.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, to make it easier
for kids. Oh,
to break the board, and so my mind went to kids.
Okay, yeah. So we know that's something very easy to do. You can ruin the structural integrity of something with that in martial arts, anime and stuff. You'll see the masters. They'll look at the wall or a rock or boulder, and they'll size it up and they'll find the weak point and they'll strike it there. So that could be part of what happened. That could be part of how they did it. It could have been charges. But when we look at the big picture right now, we have, I don't know if what's going on with the war on Ukraine. I don't know if it's still a big thing or not. You've got the thing in Palestine. You've got the Diddy thing, which is absolutely massive. Mm-hmm. Now you have this bridge.
It's just chaos everywhere.
It's so much chaos right now. People have completely forgotten that 2 years ago we were on lockdown and that we should be afraid of COVID. That's completely gone. And it's just like we've just moved on to the next phase. And then, of course, they keep doing this predictive programming with the alien invasion and things of that nature. And it's just like, bro, I live in such a different world. I'm just looking to get a house built and, what I'm saying?
Like F the BS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you think is the purpose of this? Of course, it's going to be more chaos, but for them to, if we're under the guise that this is an actual planned attack on a bridge, what do you think the purpose for taking out this bridge could
See, this
could
is where
lead to?
this is where research comes in.
Or
you
just
know,
use your imagination.
I mean, it's money in some way.
Do you think that they're going to?
I don't think it's just a distraction.
Do you think it's going to
something.
be an event that happens in multiple locations across the
I think that
country?
it could potentially be a test. Let's see how this works. Let's see how people.
I think they're past.
They
testing.
responded. Look how they responded to COVID. Right, you take a bridge down, and the first thing I talked about with the background was it's a major bridge for transportation, like for people getting around the city. You take that away, and you have added 90 minutes onto these people's commutes. How does that affect things, right? And then now when someone decides to do something, you know, by taking out certain bridges and key landmarks, how will people respond? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I once again, I have not done enough digging to see what people are talking about or to form my own opinion of it.
There's a major eclipse coming, and a lot of people in certain realms are they think it's a big sign. I don't know, man.
Were we gonna have the darkness go across the state? Arizona, parts of Texas.
Yeah,
Is that supposed to be next week?
April 8th.
April 8th.
I think it's the 8th.
That'd be.
So that's the
next
day
week.
an eclipse is supposed to happen. And
And it's like a special one. It's like the longest.
Yeah, but we've seen one of these before
Yeah,
in
a
our
couple years ago.
lifetime.
yeah, because I remember going to the mall and they saying you need to get these glasses.
Well, this one is
glasses.
a little different than just your normal eclipse. Like this is, in a normal eclipse, the path does travel. It's like a 18-mile wide or something path where literally it's completely dark. It's like nighttime. It's only happened in America in our lifetime, I believe, twice. So we had one a few years ago, and then now this one. But and then you got to be in Austin or Arizona or something like that to be able to see it. But
They say the nocturnal creatures come out when that happens.
that makes sense because it's like it's a certain amount of time. It's a decent amount of time, but it's just literally like nighttime, and it's just the most awkward, weird thing in the world to experience it. But
We could have flew and saw it.
yeah, I don't care that much.
Well, that's probably because we don't understand the power, the benefit of it.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a pretty special event, but we just don't understand it because that's what they want. I stared right at the eclipse last time.
It's crazy, man, because they tell us don't stare at it. I was like, bro, what's the difference?
I stared
Right at it. What's the difference? You if you can look at the sun, but then the moon's over it, right? What's the difference?
Yeah, it should be safer.
Right. But then just imagine if you have two celestial energies coming together, it changes the energy.
That's correct.
So maybe there's the reason they don't want you to look at it.
There's could potentially be a healing effect,
Right.
or an enlightening that can happen. So the eclipse you're talking about that happened a few years ago, I was on my way to work. I was working in Garland at the time, so that's a 50-minute drive.
So far.
And I used to have to wake up super early in the morning, and let's just say it was probably around 7 o'clock, so like maybe 6:40, 7 o'clock. The sun was up though, so whatever time it was, the sun was up.
He's probably running late for work.
I
It's
believe it.
very possible. And I'm literally about to get off at the exit that I take, and I see something in the sky, and I'm like, what is that? And it looked like an orb. It looked like an orb, but it was translucent. But like around the edges, I could see it. I recorded it. It's in my phone. It's not this phone, and I showed it. Mel, I probably showed it to you.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't remember. I knew he was gonna say that.
I don't remember. You can show me again.
But and then later on that day, we see the eclipse. Now I learned around that time that what's eclipsing the sun is not the moon. It's actually a celestial body. But these celestial bodies are translucent. So you're because the eclipse and stuff, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense on the model that better describes our existence. But there's all these little orbs that have been seen. People see them in airplanes and stuff sometimes. And I saw exactly the same thing and then it just so happens that that's the day the eclipse happened. Because like, we can all look up at the sky and see the moon all the time, and if it's the middle of the day, you can see the moon.
I just saw it the other day.
It's up there all of the time.
During daytime.
Mm-hmm.
So how come on the day of the eclipse, you don't see the moon and you don't see the sun and you don't see them cross over? I was waiting for it.
You should literally be able to just track it.
You should be able to track
the moon,
it.
There's the sun.
There's the moon, there's the sun, and you should see them. And I'm not saying that doesn't ever happen, but what I'm saying is I was paying attention that time because I was old enough. I was already in conspiracies, and I was already working out that the moon wasn't eclipsing the sun. And I'm like, where's the moon? It was nowhere to be found. Like, I couldn't see it at all, I believe.
And all of a sudden, eclipse.
All of a sudden, it eclipses the sun. And what you see is you see the sun and you just see this darkness move across the sun. You don't see the moon halfway showing or nothing. It's just sun, and then it's literally like a shade is just going across the sun.
Yeah, I think that eclipses are something special in general. And we're definitely being lied to about them.
I think we're going to see aliens.
Okay.
This eclipse.
Yeah, or something to the effect where it's going to create a false reality. It'll be something that isn't there, but since it's there, we're going to react to it. Sort of like a hologram, or sort of like the Spider-Man movie when they was on a bridge and fighting that villain.
that
was
tricked me. That whole thing, when that was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie. But yeah, I feel like it'll be like that type of thing. Because I mentioned this solar eclipse. I asked someone, I was just like, you gonna get the glasses? Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get the glasses. I'm just like, you don't think this is you don't think they're lying? You don't think, you're like, well, hey man, I don't want to take that chance. I'm just like,
Bro, what did it say? It was gonna burn your cornea. It'll just because you're not supposed to look directly into the sun, but you still get the sunlight. You just don't realize it. Y'all are stupid.
I just be like, man, you know what? Enjoy whatever this falsehood that you
I'm
want
gonna get
to
out there with
live.
my camera, see what and then see what comes up in post.
Someone came into my stream. They was just like, "You looking forward to the eclipse?" I'm just like, "Nigga, what? I had no idea an eclipse was happening. I had no idea."
It's a big one because the dark trail goes through America.
But anytime there's any eclipse, or some star or whatever the fuck, yo, it's first thing to ever happen. They always hype it up like it's the
always
first
feels like
thing
it's
that's
the first
ever
thing.
happened. Like, bruh, I done seen these before. We done seen cicadas and all this other stuff. All these little things that's supposed to be eventful. It ain't eventful. Y'all just make it more eventful. It's sort of like what Chris was talking about with the entertainment. Y'all highlight this shit and y'all make it big. And now niggas is gonna focus on it. Now everybody about to be looking at the damn moon. You know what I mean? But okay, I feel the energy. I will appreciate you all rocking out with us. We are the Application of Knowledge podcast. This has been such a wondrous event. Hey man, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, man. We got Diddy out there. Y'all think Diddy he the diddler? Y'all think Diddy the diddler?
Did he do it?
Did he do it? Because 50 Cent been going in.
50 Cent's
50
such a
big.
troll. I love it. Get him, 50. He's on it.
And then he got that thing going on with his baby mama right now too.
Yes, he was just like 50 was just like 50 is so relentless. He's like, oh, I didn't know you was a sex worker. he called because it's his baby mom. 50 Cent's baby mom is now with Diddy, but now she showed up in like court documents as being a sex
wow.
worker. And so he told his baby mom, he's like, oh yeah, we going to court on Monday. I'm taking you to family court so he can get full custody of his child. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, but I just thought that was wild. 50 is not letting up. But yeah, did Diddy do it? You know, let me know. What do y'all think about the bridge out there? You know, y'all think the bridge is on some shady stuff, or y'all think it could have been an actual accident? You know, let me know. Let us know. Let us know in the comment section below, man. Yeah, and it is what's the day today?
Easter.
No. The other day.
I said it earlier.
Yeah, you did. You said like
Transgender Acknowledgement Day.
something like that. Instead of Easter, the White House has decided to celebrate, you know what I mean, trans movement. So
Transgender Visibility Day.
yeah, Transgender Visibility Day. That's what today is on Easter Sunday.
And he also banned any kind of religious imagery from the White House Easter rolls. So every year the White House has kids and, they do Easter bunny and it's a big thing. But he banned it this year. So nothing that has to do with anything religious. And instead of celebrating Easter as being Easter, he basically still came out and was like, Transgender Visibility Day, instead of saying it's Easter. Mm-hmm. He focuses on transgender visibility. Biden.
Oh, sleepy Biden. He crazy them.
He crazy.
JPD or PBD. He mentioned he was just like, I say JPD. PBD. Patrick Bet David. He was like, he mentioned he was just like, this is like the most insane thing that's ever happened. Instead of like, if this is supposed to be a country that's in Christianity, on the day, I guess what Easter is supposed to be the day that
the Jesus rose from the grave.
Undertaker, came back. And so now they're celebrating trans. He said the 0.1%, an insignificant part of our population, has the biggest. It's crazy, man.
If you are a Christian and you are voting for Joe Biden, I don't understand. I don't understand. He literally is banning your religion from the White House the day that is celebrated as the rise or the rebirth of the Savior, and he's saying we don't want any religious context during this day on Easter. But today we're gonna celebrate the visibility of the 0.01% of the population.
Why do you keep saying point? Oh, he's okay.
The transgender community.
Okay. Okay.
Like they're like, bro, they are such a small, minute population, but to have this voice that is just insane. I don't even know one. Mm-hmm. I don't know anyone that is transgender. I don't actively know anyone.
I've seen people.
I mean, I'm sure that
I assume.
Well, do you know?
I don't know like an
Don't
actual...
misgender now, because you're making an assumption.
There we go. I don't even know anybody.
Shit, maybe we do know somebody, but
no.
In my immediate circle, I don't know any. I don't know of anyone who's doing that lifestyle.
And listen, man, we don't listen. You live your life. That's the thing. We don't. We literally just. I mean, you see, you're not justifying it.
I'm not justifying it.
I'm not saying I'm justifying it. I'm not rooting for it. I'm also not rooting against it. Live your life. I don't care. Yeah. But this is just asinine. It doesn't make sense.
I wonder what they're gonna do for Christmas coming up. We're gonna instead of red, white, and white is Christmas colors. We're gonna get the whole rainbow. We're gonna
pink. Is that the light pink, like light blue and white? That's their colors.
Light blue and white.
It's like light pink, light blue, and white. It's their flag.
They taking all the good colors.
Those are good colors.
Taking all the colors, all the hues and different shades.
Right.
They getting all the RGBs and the wild whatever's. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all rocking out with us.
Happy Transgender Visibility Day.
Yeah, happy Transgender Visibility Day. You know what I mean? Y'all do all that. Animated Male, Chris James, Stephen Michael. We will see you beautiful people next time. Bye-bye.